Hello guys, first of all, thank you for your massive support. Since a lot of people asked for my build, I'm going to share it in this video. I'll give you the build and explain its role and playstyle to you for a small group, as well as possible team comps you can build with it. So let's get into it. You're fulfilling the role of a disruptioner that dives into the backline and applies pressure to the enemy damage dealers. Therefore, you want to get gear that allows you to get through AoEs and survive focus without relying on your support. I chose durability runes due to their base stats and the proccing effect for survivability. I mixed Marauder with Viper stats in order to gain decent health, while also gaining good offensive hybrid stats. For the Trinkets, I wanted to get some all-round stats and healing power. Feel free to add martial or even a bit more healing power orientated stats in here, since it increases your sustain by a lot. My weapons have Viper and Marauder stats with a sigil of energy, which is very important, and an optional sigil. In here you could go for a condition cleansing or sustaining one, as well as a sigil that increases your damage. I use leeching sigil because of the budget, but you can choose one out of the listed ones. In the traits you have a few adaptable options. In water you can choose between Condi Cleanse for you and your party, or a very underrated trait that basically gives you a free Scholar Rune buff, as well as lower cooldown on your escape skill. Next, I'm using Arcane for a decrease of attunement cooldowns, as well as more survivability via this, and Arcane Dodge, which will offer you Condition Cleanse, Blast Finishers and damage. Always keep this trait in mind when dodging. Okay, last I'm taking WEAVER for a strong increase in vitality, as well as good Condition Cleanse, as you can see here. Right here you can choose between a strong condition damage boost, which is huge, or some stab and survivability that I tend to use more often in bigger fights in order to focus even more on disrupting and bursting than pumping out constant damage. So for solo or small scale roaming I use this, and in big groups I use the other trait for additional survivability. Now that we covered the build, let's talk about the playstyle. Usually you want to hard engage with burst and CC in order to get the enemy's attention. You want to distract them and apply pressure so that supports have to focus them or lose their main damage source. As soon as you drop low and your survival traits trigger, disengage and use your evasive sustain combo, or regroup and disengage into your group with something like Ride the Lightning. If you see that a teammate is heavily pressured, focus on sustaining him with a water field that stays on you if you port mid animation, and cleanse or heal with attuning to water and blasting your water field. Now, if you're interested in this playstyle, I'll give you a good example of possible team compositions and that this build would fit. First of all, a disruption build is very independent, but the support and sustain that you can offer should be shared with your teammates in order to use it properly. That's why it can be used to fill a support slot if your tank offers a lot of support already, which is the case in Firebrand and Scourge meta. I would aim for a Firebrand or at least a full tank Tempest, as well as a Scourge for your main setup. Then pick a second power DPS class like Revenant or Spellbreaker, and round it all off with a class that offers a lot of utility like Scrapper or Mesmer. With that kind of setup you'll have enough constant damage pressure and sustain in order to dive in almost independently. If you wanna be mobile and not take such a slow comp, I highly recommend Druid, Holosmith and Dragon Hunter for your group setup because of their burst potential, CC, self-sustain and utility. Alright guys, I hope I could give you enough information on what I use. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section and what you think about my commenting on builds, team compositions and if I should continue on a build video series. I'm planning on this because I recently injured my hand quite heavily, which makes it hard getting watchable gameplays for you guys right now. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.